Hello, my name is Scott Cecil, and I'm going to be reading the book of John through the Message translation. I'm going to pick up today in chapter 8, verses 31 through the end of the chapter. Please enjoy. Then Jesus turned to the Jews who had claimed to believe in him. If you stick with this, living out what I tell you, you are my disciples for sure. Then you'll experience for yourselves the truth, and the truth will free you. Surprised, they said, but we're descendants of Abraham. We've never been slaves to anyone. How can you say the truth will free you? Jesus said, I tell you most solemnly that anyone who chooses a life of sin is trapped in a dead-end life and is, in fact, a slave. A slave is a transient who can't come and go at will. The son, though, has an established position, the run of the house. So if the son sets you free, you are free through and through. I know you are Abraham's descendants. But I also know that you're trying to kill me because my message hasn't yet penetrated your thick skulls. I'm talking about things I've seen while keeping company with the Father. And you just go on doing what you have heard from your Father. They were indignant. Our father is Abraham, Jesus said. If you were Abraham's children, you would have been doing the things Abraham did. And yet here you are trying to kill me, a man who has spoken to you the truth he got straight from God. Abraham never did that sort of thing. You persist in repeating the works of your father, they said. We're not bastards. We have a legitimate father, the one and only God. If God were your father, said Jesus, you would love me. For I came from God and arrived here. I didn't come on my own. He sent me. Why can't you understand one word I say? Here's why. You can't handle it. You're from your father, the devil, and all you want to do is please him. He was a killer from the very start. He couldn't stand the truth because there wasn't a shred of truth in him. When the liar speaks, he makes it up out of his lying nature and fills the world with lies. I arrive on the scene, I tell you the plain truth, and you refuse to have a thing to do with me. Can any one of you convict me of a single misleading word, a single sinful act? But if I'm telling the truth, why don't you believe me? Anyone on God's side listens to God's words. This is why you're not listening, because you're not on God's side. The Jews then said, that clinches it. We were right all along when we called you a Samaritan and said you were crazy, demon possessed. Jesus said, I'm not crazy. I simply honor my Father while you dishonor me. I'm not trying to get anything for myself. God intends something gloriously grand here and is making the decisions that will bring it about. I say this with absolute confidence. If you practice what I am telling you, you'll never have to look death in the face. At this point, the Jews said, now we know you're crazy. Abraham died. The prophets died. And you show up saying, if you practice what I'm telling you, you'll never have to face death, not even a taste? Are you greater than Abraham, who died? And the prophets died? Who do you think you are? Jesus said, if I turn the spotlight on myself, it wouldn't amount to anything. But my Father, the same one you say is your Father, put me here at this time and place of splendor. You haven't recognized him in this, but I have. If I, in false modesty, said I didn't know what was going on, I would be as much of a liar as you are. But I do know, and I'm doing what he says. Abraham, your father, with jubilant faith, looked down the corridors of history and saw my day coming. He saw it and cheered. The Jews said, you're not even 50 years old, and Abraham saw you. Believe, he said, Jesus, I am who I am long before Abraham was anything. That did it. Pushed them over the edge. They picked up rocks to throw at him. But Jesus slipped away, getting out of the temple. Thank you for joining me today in the conclusion of chapter 8. Please come back tomorrow as we will begin chapter 9. Have a blessed day.